This is the PuckiPuppy, or is it the PuckiPuppy? I'll let you decide. I'm gonna go with PuckiPuppy. Now, I've only ridden this thing for a minute, and already my initial impressions are, this is probably one of the best handling e-bikes I have ridden to date. I don't know what it is about this one, the geometry, the suspension, it handles really well. And I know in America we kind of have a bad view of step-throughs. We think of step-throughs as girls' bikes, but I'm loving the step-through. It makes it so much easier to get on and off. It has a 20 amp hour UL certified battery. That's a nice safety thing. It has these awesome hand grips. Look at these hand grips with the cushion for the palm of your hand. Love them. Here's our throttle assist. Here is our 7-speed derailleur. The light's a little harsh today, but the gauge has to be one of the most attractive gauges I've seen. The graphics on it are just lovely. We have our control module, very similar. Power button, power up and down, our headlight, and our horn. Here we go, the all-terrain portion down the steep hill. It just does it so nice. Like I said, this thing handles really well. And onto our bike path. Our lovely, amazing bike path. Hydraulic brakes, they give you a lot of confidence, going down these steep little hills. Very precise, big discs. Slows, very controlled, very easy to modulate, which is nice. Over our cute little bridge, heading into our high-speed testing zone, 11% grade. We're gonna go to power mode 5. We're gonna see how fast it'll go down the hill. Oh, 39 miles an hour. 40 miles an hour, 41 I saw. 41 miles an hour. Down our 11% grade. Oh, that's pretty quick. And here we go into our S-curve, our downhill S-curve. This is a real test of any bike's handling. As I slow into the turn. Oh, nice. The full suspension is great. They just repaved our bike path. It's got a couple ripples in it from the heat. And yeah, lots of lean angle, a lot of stability. Like I said, there's something about the stability of this e-bike that the PuckiPuppy is really a great bike to ride. Of course, full suspension and this big plush seat up these hills, 16 miles an hour. I'm in the hardest gear. We could try a little lighter gear. I'm hardly even breathing. Still 21 miles an hour up the hill. It's a 15 mile an hour zone through our little section of dog park right here. 27 miles an hour. I can just throw it into the corners and it's really planted. The geometry on this frame, I think they got it spot on. 30 miles an hour. Yeah, the big chunky tires, nice and grippy, very confidence inspiring. I'm into this bike, I really like it. Here's our big test. 11% grade uphill. Oh, that just really wants to go. The PuckiPuppy is eager. 11% grade up the hill. I'm still going over 20 miles an hour. I'm gonna shift into a lighter gear. Power mode 5. 15 miles an hour up an 11% grade. An 11% grade is steep. It's really steep. Just gonna pedal along. 17 miles an hour. Still power mode 1, just plodding along, enjoying the afternoon. It's a little smoky today. There's some wildfires coming out of Idaho. So we have this haze with a little bit of breeze. Through the tunnel, get to honk the horn. Isn't that cute? That's a cute little horn. Pretty gauge. Really nice colors. The orange and red and yellow through the little boomerang shapes. I think the gauge has got to be one of the nicest gauges I've seen on an e-bike. And I'm looking at it all the time. It's nice to have something nice to look at. The hand grips. Let's talk about the hand grips for a second as I'm sitting here. They're really comfortable. I really, really like these hand grips. These are a really nice touch. I think of all the e-bikes I've tested and reviewed, these are some of the best hand grips I've ever had the pleasure of using. They're great. These e-bikes are really fantastic for letting you get out and about, enjoy the world without too much physical strain. This one has a 400-pound payload capacity. which is great. Maybe you're not as trim as you were in high school, and getting out and exercising is a little harder. You want to lose that weight? An e-bike, what a fantastic way to get out, get some exercise without killing yourself. It's a great entry back into the world of riding bicycles. And I recognize the fact that I'm biased. I absolutely love bicycles. I've spent my life on two wheels, pedaling all over the place. And there's just something about a bicycle. Moving through the world, breathing the air, smelling the smells. You're a part of your surroundings. You're not a passenger looking at the world through a piece of tempered glass in a car, separated from the world. You're enjoying it. I mean, this wall isn't exactly the epitome of beauty. They trimmed all the vegetation that was growing on it, which is a tragedy. But it's no wonder you're seeing these e-bikes everywhere. They are just an economical, efficient, fun way to get around. All right, I think it's time for our lap around the park. A lap around Sugar House Park. It's a lovely September afternoon. The grasses are starting to cure. Pretty soon we're gonna have colorful leaves. We're getting a little bit of color on those leaves already. Let's talk about these chunky tires for a minute. I'm mostly riding on a bike path. They're doing great. But what's lovely is if I wanna go through the grass, I'm gonna go through the grass. It handles it, no problem. Full suspension, squishy for my tushy. It's handling it, no problem. I'm just motoring through the grass. Just as easy as if I was on the paved bike trail. Those chunky tires, these 4-inch wide, 26-inch by 4-inch wide tires, again, just give us confidence through all these different terrains. You know, you want to ride to the park and watch your kid play lacrosse. This will get you there. Let's try our little single track here. I did this on one of the last bikes. I thought I was gonna die. Look at this thing, it just handles it. No drama. How great is that? Let's go to Power Mode 2. Oh, and off it goes. Power Mode 2 is way more fun. Yeah, 20 miles an hour. Power Mode 2. This thing has an 80-mile range, almost 100 miles on a charge. Now, I don't know if I would want to be on this bike for 80 miles. It's one of the better seats I've used. It's awfully comfortable, but 80 miles is a long time to be on a bicycle. But what I think that means is you can put this on the back of your RV, throw it in the back of your truck, take it camping, take it out someplace for the weekend, and not really have to worry about charging it. You can ride this thing a lot. 80 miles is a long ways to go without having to worry about recharging the battery. Laps around the park. Power Mode 2, promptly up to 19, 20 miles an hour. Looks like we got some cross-country ski training taking place. Up the hill, Power Mode 2. I'm still managing 18 miles an hour, 17 miles an hour up this pretty sizable hill. I believe it's 20 miles an hour through this park, and here I am going 20 miles an hour. Get the mountains up there, a little hazy through the smoke. Still pretty. Great things about living here. The world just looks different every day as it transitions through the 4 seasons. Pretty part of the world. Down the hill, through the corner. Again, I'm really impressed with the stability of the PuckiPuppy Boxer ST. Really stable, really confidence inspiring. The front tire is always doing exactly what I want it to do. Makes it even more fun to ride. The full suspension is great. It deals with the bumps. Of course, this road doesn't have any bumps on it, but the bumps we've taken it over, it handles with a plum. Hey, look, here's these the cross-country skier guys I mentioned to you earlier. He's gonna start doing his skate thing to get up the hill. Yeah, so you can cross-country ski year-round. Up the hill, still going. We're only in Power Mode 2, 18 miles an hour. 17, 18 up that hill. And I'm pedaling, I'm putting a little bit of work in, but not so much that I can't have a nice conversation with you. Through the turn, man, just nice and stable. The bike does exactly what I want it to do. Another nice feature I've noticed about this one is there's not much of a delay between pedaling and when the power comes on. Some of them, there's like a delay and then a harsh little jolt. This one's pretty seamless. This is pretty transparent. Yeah, I like the PuckiPuppy Boxer ST. Yeehaw! Around the lake, and then we'll head into the more adventure-y portion of our ride. In we go. Does have the throttle assist. There's a little thumb throttle, and pretty common. It's really nice. Need an extra little boost, a little extra squirt. You just touch it and you can feel it accelerate. All right, we're gonna go over our bridge. Oh, something's happening at the pavilion. I wonder what's going on. Woohoo! Off the curb. All right, let's see. We're gonna do the hill test. We're gonna go all the way to power mode 5 for this and up the super steep hill. I'm gonna go to the easy gear. 10 miles an hour. Oh, it's working. This is a steep hill. I'm pedaling. I'm giving it a hand, but it's doing it 9 miles an hour up the big, steep, grassy knoll. Fantastic. I think the last 2 e-bikes I tested couldn't even make it up that. So there we go. So let's talk about some of the features on the PuckiPuppy Boxer ST. First and foremost, 26-inch by 4 chunky fat tires. It is a 750 watt motor with a 980 watt peak. That gives it that little boost you need when you're trying to get up a hill. It's a hub drive, rear hub drive. There's our motor. 5 power modes, hydraulic brakes, and probably one of the best looking gauges I've ever seen. Just lovely. Right here we have our charging port. And then we have our key for security so we can remove the battery if we need to load it onto a rack. I mentioned full fenders. And look at, I just love this detailing around the rear shock. Full suspension. I need to mention that if I keep forgetting. Hydraulic brakes with nice big giant 180 millimeter rotors. Does have a headlight. Comes with a battery operated taillight. Has mounts for a rack right up here on the front, which I would definitely consider installing a rack on it. It looks like there's gussets and mounting points for a rack on the rear. Again, I think a rack would make this thing super useful for running errands. This one is in the satin gray colorway, which I think just looks lovely. I mean, just look at, it's nice. It's a good looking bicycle. And the step through makes it super easy to get on and off. A lot of people, they don't really realize this, but e-bikes are kind of heavy. They're heavier than the push bike you had as a kid. Swinging your leg over a big heavy e-bike can be a hassle. The step through just makes that easier. I mean, the Dutch got it right. Almost every bike you buy in Holland is going to be a step through. They know what they're doing. That's like the bicycle center of the world. Time to say goodbye to the park. Goodbye, Sugar House Park. We're going to head back up the hill. Continue with our test. So, it's not an honest review unless we can talk about some of the things we don't like about the PuckiPuppy Boxer ST. What don't we like about it? The hydraulic brakes. I love the hydraulic brakes. However, the rear brake feels pretty squishy. The front brake feels really good. I think for the price point, I think the rear brake should be bled out a little bit better. Easy to fix. You could take that to pretty much any bike shop. They would be able to bleed it in a second and have the rear brake feeling great. Oh, what else? Oh, the seat. Let's talk about the seat. It's an extremely comfortable seat, but the cost of an extremely comfortable seat is that it's a little harder to pedal from the saddle. But I feel I owe it to you to tell you what's up with these things. You want to make an informed decision. You want to get the best for your money. Now, let's talk about the things that I really like about the PuckiPuppy. You've heard me talking about the handling. The handling's exceptional. The fit and finish on this thing is rather pretty. The paint finish is gorgeous. It's super consistent and smooth. I haven't seen a flaw on it. It looks really good. The shape of the down tube, the design, it's very fluid. It's pretty. The little detail work around the rear shock mount with the little fluting and the little triangles cut into it, I think it looks really good. I think it's super attractive. The hand grips are phenomenal. They should be the standard for all hand grips on all bicycles. I really like the PuckiPuppy, and I think the name's just charming. And you can say PuckiPuppy if you want. That's kind of fun too. Make fun of the name, the PuckiPuppy. Make your grandkids laugh. Back on the bike path. I mention this every review that I do, is, these bike paths that are springing up all over are really one of the best ways to get around town. These e-bikes are quick, 750 watt motor, 1000 watt peak. Cars aren't really accustomed to how fast e-bikes go, but with these bike paths, you just don't have to worry about it. And in a lot of ways, it's an easier way to get around town. There's no stoplights. You just kind of squirt your way through to get to places and only hop on the public road for the last mile or so until you get to your final destination. Gas prices are always going to rise over time. And to have something that just doesn't use gas. Electricity's cheap in the scheme of things. Even if you have a car that gets, 30 miles to the gallon, saving you three gallons of gas. 3 gallons of gas ain't nothing. So start doing the math on these things and amortize them over time. You can see how it'll save you money in the long run. It'll pay for itself before long. And, let's just not forget the joy of riding through and looking at the world. I mean, look at that, Mount Olympus right there. What a nice view. Look at that. Power mode 4, 22 miles an hour up the hill. Fantastic. Well, power mode 5, I bumped it up. Woohoo! Love the stability. Final thoughts. What are my final thoughts on the PuckiPuppy Boxer ST? I'm a fan. I really, really like it. It's really a nicely designed bike. It has all the things you're looking for. Full Shimano derailleur and shifter. The 7-speed with the 750 watt motor, that's plenty. That'll get you up the hill. The payload capacity is fantastic. The ability to add racks. The gauge is really fantastic. It's really pretty, and I like it. If you're considering a PuckiPuppy, and I hope you are, really give the Boxer ST a good hard look. I really, really like this thing. It has everything I'm kind of looking for. I think it looks good, it works well, it's comfortable, it's stable. It's really a great e-bike. If you'd like to know more, I have links in the description. Plus, I have a coupon code for you that will save you a little bit of cash if you choose to buy one of these things. I love it. I love the PuckiPuppy. I think the name's cute. Give it a check-see. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for going for a ride with me today. We'll see you next time.